Dereta, dereta, dereta. Stoppa, stoppa, stoppa. Muokare, muokare. Hop, 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 hop. Non è muova. Ah, asparagus.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Stephanie and welcome back to my channel. So in the video today, I'm going to be addressing the question of whether you have to be smart to be in PA school. So do you have to be intelligent to be in PA school? I'm going to be answering that question in this video. So if you're interested, just keep watching. So being smart, does that help you in PA school? Are they looking for smart people when you're applying to PA school? I would have to say no. No. PA school is not about being smart. It really isn't. It really is about how hard you work, how much you want it. I consider myself not a smart person. I do consider myself a hard worker though. I work really hard. Specifically, I would say for my didactic year, I worked really hard to pass my didactic year and to get good grades during my didactic year. Was I smart? I don't think I was smart in comparison to some of my classmates who would finish exams within 30 minutes, 50 question exams within 30 minutes, and they got straight A's. I mean, they are blessed, they are smart. But for me, I would say I'm not smart because I would have to go over the information several times. It took me a long time to understand the information. I had to not only read it, I had to reread it twice. I had to watch a video about it several times because I'm a visual person and I had to look at a picture for me to understand it. I wasn't able to grasp it the first time. In regards to retaining information, I really struggled with retaining information, and I would say it was because I was not studying appropriately. Finally, when I learned how to study appropriately for me to be able to retain information, then I started seeing better results on my exams and I started seeing that I was able to recall information better. So it really is about how hard you work for it. So if you are nervous about applying to PA school, or if you've heard those comments say, oh, smart people only get accepted into PA school, it really isn't true. It really is about how hard you work. How hard you work for it, how hard you work during your didactic year, how much you want it. If it's something that you really want, like I would say myself, I really want to become PA, I really want to be able to impact people's lives, then you know you're gonna work hard for it. It was hard for me to get into PA school. I didn't get accepted into the second year, and that's why I made sure that when I was in didactic year, I passed that year. And I passed all my classes because I knew how hard it was to get into PA school and how hard it was for me to get into PA school. Having to research all those schools, having to get all that patient care experience, all the healthcare experience hours, writing your personal statements, studying for the GRE, applying, having to fly to different states for those interviews, preparing yourselves for interviews. I mean, it's a lot of work, and that's what it is. It's hard work to be able to get into PA school. And the hard work does not stop because once you get accepted into PA school, it continues. And during didactic year, it gets worse sometimes. But it really is about hard work. How hard are you willing to work to get accepted into PA school? How hard are you willing to work when you are in your didactic year to pass your didactic year? I had some classmates that didn't get in until the 4th or 5th time into PA school, but they were determined. They kept applying and applying and applying, and whether it was they were lacking healthcare experience hours or their GPA was low, they went back to school and got their master's degree. I mean, it really is about how much you want it and how hard you work. It really isn't about how smart you are, and that really reflects on your application. So don't be worried about, well, I'm not smart enough to be into PA school. It really isn't about, once again, of how smart you are. It is how hard you work for it, how hard you study. It's interesting because, if you are a smart person, you are blessed because you're able to, like I said, read the information or just sit in class and hear the information and you grasp it. Another example, I had some classmates that would watch Netflix during class and they did really well in their exams. I had some classmates that would cram before exams and did well in their exams. But unfortunately, I wasn't that type of person. I had to study a lot and I had to put hard work into it to get good grades. And not only myself, a lot of my classmates had to do that. They had to work hard to get good grades, to be able to learn the information, to be able to understand the information, and to be able to perform well in the exams. So that was my case. So working hard is the key to gain accepted into PA school. And it starts with your application, and I can't stress it enough. Working hard to get those patient care experience hours, to get those good recommendation letters, having to remind those individuals to write you a letter of recommendation, ensuring that personal statement is pristine because it's going to be compared to thousands of personal statements, and preparing yourself for the interview, whether it is a mock interview, whether it is reading books, or yourself practicing over and over again in front of the mirror by yourself. That takes hard work. So hard work is all about PA school. So I wanted to address this question because I've always heard the comment when I tell them I'm in PA school, hey, you must be really smart to be in PA school. And I'm like, no, it really is about hard work, of how much you're willing to do to, like I said, to apply to the program, to get accepted into the program, to stay in the program. And that's one of the things my professor says, is that we accepted you in the program, we allowed you to be in the program, now it's up to you to stay in the program. You're the only one who gets kicked out of the program or can kick themselves out of the program. Nobody else has an impact on you staying in the program or not. It's all about you, of how hard you work on. And the reason why he told me this is because, like I said, I was struggling my first semester, and I had a counselor I had to go speak to. And of course, they want to ask why you're struggling, what's going on, maybe you're not studying appropriately, if there's anything going on in like your family situation that they prevent you from studying, etc. So this is one of the things that he said, is that it really is all about you, how hard you work for it. So hopefully this video serves for motivation for you guys. So be a hard worker. It's not about how smart you are. If you don't get in the first time into PA school, apply the second time. If you don't get into the second time, apply the third time. And during those times that you're applying, you're learning about how the application process is working, what your application is lacking, what you did not do in the interview, what you did do that was bad during the interview. That's what I learned from the interviews that I took. I arrived late to one of my interviews. I said something I shouldn't have said in one of my interviews. I started crying in one of my interviews. So all this you learn, it makes you a better candidate for when you're applying. And it's all about hard work, guys, really is. So don't get discouraged if you don't get accepted. If you get your first rejection letter in the mail, don't get discouraged. Keep applying, keep applying, keep applying. Most of my classmates didn't get in until the first, second, or third time. Like I said, some of them was a fifth time, and I really, really applaud them because they did not lose motivation and they just kept applying and applying and applying. So it is all about hard work. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. As always, please give me a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. And if you have any comments or questions for me, feel free to email me and I will get back to you as soon as possible. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.